Hi, everybody. At Gideon Optics, we make our pistol dots to the highest quality standards. We make them as well as we know how to make them. We don't build them to a price point. We build them to be the highest quality dots that we can possibly put on the market and ready to defend your life, ready to help you win that competition. You get the idea. Insert sales pitch here. What if something goes wrong? What if my battery conks out? What if I forgot to turn my dot on before the first stage of my competition? What if I dropped it on the concrete and the glass shattered and the window came clean out? Now what? What if I have to continue despite an equipment failure like that? I recently took a class with Eric Gelhaus of Cougar Mountain Solutions. I highly recommend that you check him out. He's been teaching cops not to shoot the wrong guy for about 3 decades now. Before that, he was a tanker. So if you ask him about room clearing, just be aware that his idea of room clearing is to fire the main gun, destroy the building that the room's in, and then the room is clear. But for pistols, he is a really, really good pistol instructor. And I recently took a class from him on what to do when your red dot goes down. And he has very kindly allowed me to give away the store and give you a taste of that class for free. Now, it's not going to be a substitute for taking the class with him. No. I'm going to give you 15 or 20 minutes of me shooting drills on YouTube to watch. Not the same thing as you showing up to Cougar Mountain Solutions and taking his class. But he is very kindly letting me do that and showing you what he showed me. So I'm going to start out today. I'm going to do some bill drills, just 6 rounds at 10 yards. I'll start out with this dot on. This is a Gideon Storm on the Delta Point Pro footprint with a 6 MOA green dot. On my Springfield Echelon, this is the OG Echelon. When I bought this, they'd first come out. It was the only variant they had. Now they got them that are comped. Man, I wish I had the comped one. It shoots much flatter than this. Maybe later. But this one shoots fine, and it's what I ran in his class. And I have not cleaned it since TACCON. So I'm really impressed that it's not a hunk of rust right now, because I can't remember the last time I cleaned it, and I sweat like crazy in this Texas heat. And the class was in Dallas. So anyway, Echelon with Storm, and we'll do bill drill at 10 yards on the clock, and I'm going to use my green dot, and that's our baseline for the day. I have no par time. I'm set to delay. Rock and roll. Let's do it in one take. Performance on demand. First shots of the day. Okay. All hits are in the A zone. First shot was 2.4. Not spectacular, dudes. It's 10 yards. I should be faster than 2.4, but performance on demand. Splits are 0.64, 0.55, 0.54, 0.53, 0.53. So I got half-second splits for a total time of 5.19. All hits in the A zone. The easiest thing to do if your dot goes out is to transition to your co-witness iron sights. You do have co-witness iron sights, right? Well, speaking for me personally, yes and no. On a work gun, I'd like to have them. Like on my carry guns, my Glock 48, my Walther PDP Compact, this Echelon, I like to have backup iron sights if it really matters. Some of my older guns don't have a provision for that. So like I have another Walther that's a match Walther, and the rear sight's just gone. Once you put the plate there, there's no provision for any kind of a rear sight that makes any sense at all. So it's dot or nothing with that Walther match gun. The Echelon, fortunately, has a really cool setup for its optics footprint that does not require a plate, either from the factory or aftermarket. It comes with little pins that you put in place. The Ruger RXM then followed and did the same thing. So I think it's becoming a trend, and I really like it. It allows the optic cut to be deep enough that the factory iron sights will co-witness very nicely on this Echelon without me having to buy $100 worth of aftermarket super tall Ameriglow, Trigicon, something or other, Angry Bear, super tall iron sights. So we're going to do the same drill again. 6 shots, 10 yards. My dot will be off. I'm going to switch and shoot with my irons. Okay. Boo. Feels weird. Okay. I'm going to say this now, like, practice this, because you don't want the first time you experience it to be when it's real. Set yourself up to simulate, the occurrence, because I done it before. I took the class, I drew, and my draw to first shot was 371. Because I had to take a moment to go, wait, dot's not there. Focus on the iron sights. Iron sights are in the wrong place. Drag the iron sights up. Oh, there they are. Okay. Let the iron sight be fuzzy because my eyesight isn't that good anymore. And my first shot was 371. Then an 8-7 split, a 9-6 split, an 8-9 split, a 7-9 split, and a 1 second split for a total time of 8.22. So literally less than 1 second. Literally greater than 1 second per shot. I did get all my hits still in the A zone. My accuracy's good. I'm going to take my off-camera little table here, red Sharpie, and I'm going to mark them again. So it can be done, but I'm slower with irons than I am with the dot. I already knew that, but I can get the job done. Okay, the next technique is called the Guillotine Technique. So let's say I don't have backup iron sights. They're not available on the gun, or I didn't care enough. My dot goes out. I have no backup irons to go to. What do? On an optic like Storm, I'm going to point it at the berm, I have a flat top crossbar of metal on top of the lens. I'm going to basically take that piece is going to be in my field of view, and it's going to go from shoulder to shoulder like I'm chopping his head off with the guillotine technique. And I'm going to use this as a basically course alignment device. I'm going to ignore my iron sights, and I'm going to basically put the crossbar at the neck. Guillotine technique works pretty well with optics like Storm. With optics like Omega, that has a round window in a round housing. Grab my carry gun off camera. All right, I'm going to leave it in the holster because it's loaded and chambered. Whatever. The round housing on Omega is not as good for the guillotine technique. Dirty optic. Clean you up before I go home. All right. So, guillotine technique build drill. With the irons, I was 8.2. Let's see what I can do with the guillotine technique. I'm really concerned that I will lose some accuracy at 10 yards, but can I still get hits? Whoa. That's freaking crazy. Oh, no way. That's wild. Okay, I'm out. Gun's empty. Reholster. You got to see this for yourself. Now I'm glad I did the thing with the Sharpie. Okay, so I was aiming center of mass. As before, the crossbar gave me a great left-right reference. It failed to give me a vertical reference. Result, I got headshots. I was aiming here. I swear. But because I lost my vertical frame of reference with no iron sights or dot, somehow, with one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then predictably, one got pulled low left, barely in the shoulder. I bet you I can't do that again. I'm gonna prove it to you by filming it, but that's nuts. I can't believe I got that on camera. Holy cow. Okay, I was so stunned by my results that I forgot to give you the time on that. My first shot was a 2.96, followed by 0.93, 0.85 split, 0.93, 0.82, 0.91, for a total time of 7.4. So I was actually faster with the guillotine than I was with my iron sights because I had less to line up. It's just throw it out there and pray, right? Throw the crossbar over there. I don't have a front sight to line up with a rear sight to line up with the sight. So I was a little bit faster, but accidental headshots is crazy. And it's fun to have that happen on a square range. Cool. But if I had to make headshots at 10 yards and I was trying to do headshots, I would have skied them halfway up the berm. So fun, but yet remember that that's not the goal. That wasn't actually what I was aiming at. So in reality, I missed my point of aim by a foot. All right, next technique is to use the window. Just the window by itself. I'm not going to try to guillotine it. I'm just going to try to use the middle of the window. You've probably heard this if you've been on the internet forums. You don't need the dot. You just put the window around the thing that you want to hit and let fly. So that's what we're going to do. Again, same 10 yards. Performance on demand. I'm going to center the window with no dot with 6 shots. Okay, I hated that. That was very uncomfortable because I basically had very little to line up. I mean, it was the same sight picture every time, sight picture, but it's extremely coarse. And I think the results are going to show that. So why don't I just bring you guys up with me as we mark it off. Here's the part where if this was a competition, I'd be down a lot of points, right? No bueno in competition purposes. However, let's keep it realistic though. If I'm at the defensive shooting, and this is the Walmart parking lot, and it's a 10-yard engagement, and I don't see my dot. I can't find my dot. I forgot to turn my dot on. My battery conked out a week ago, and I never check it, right? And dude's coming at me in the Walmart parking lot with a machete over his head. I still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the shoulder. Are those A-zone hits? No. Are those fight-stopping hits? I hope. Maybe if he takes 6 shots to the shoulder, it's going to change his mind about how Friday night's going to go. It's better than giving up and saying, well, I guess I'm going to die. Come on, machete guy, my gun doesn't work. Still useful, I think. Not ideal, so replace your batteries once a year, but useful. Now let's do one more, the ugly one. Okay, I did an amazing demo of my final technique, but the batteries in my audio died, which kind of proves my point that you can't trust these batteries. So, I'm going to do the demo a second time. I have put up a fresh target next to my original target, and I'll bring you down there and show you the results. So, here is the hardest, worst case scenario technique. Oh no, the top of the slide is useless. It got run over by an F-150. It got dropped in the mud, and there's so much mud glommed onto the top of my slide that I cannot use Guillotine Technique. I have no window to see through. There's no iron sights left. It's just a smashed wreck. Or some gremlin came in and put green duct tape on my gun when I wasn't looking and I was asleep. You know, Marine Corps guys tend to prank each other with stuff like that anyway. So what I'm going to do is, this is not going to work for me in any way, shape, or form. It's a mess. It's a wreck. But every semi-automatic pistol has a straight line between the slide and the frame, right here. That's a straight line on every gun there is. It's always going to work. And I can go original Dr. Dre Gangsta style, roll over, and use that line as a left to right sight alignment tool, and then hope that my vertical dispersion is not too bad. Want to see me try it? Here we go. I'm telling you, it's ugly, but it might just work at a pinch. All right. Super uncomfortable. Did that look comfortable and easy to you? Because it wasn't. Let's see what the timer says. The timer says, draw the first shot 4.29. 4.5 seconds to get out of the holster and get my first shot off. That ain't good. But it's better than running away, which I'm not very good at. First split, 195, 142, 176, 119, 174, taking me 1.5 seconds to almost 2 seconds per shot, so I'm slow. A total time for a 6-shot drill is 12.85 seconds, so I'm slow. I'm not confident, but I'm shooting. Am I hitting? What are my results? Wow. That's a staple there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the A zone, and 1 just outside of the A zone. Do I have your attention? I got similar results when my audio conked out. So folks, if your battery goes out, you forgot to turn your dot on, if something unforeseen goes wrong, it doesn't necessarily mean the end of the day. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to just give up and quit. Fight through it. Expose yourself to these techniques. Take a class. Take a class from Cougar Mountain Solutions. I did not warm up before I did this video. The shots that you've seen here on video today, with the exception of the one where my audio conked out, you've seen every shot I've shot through the echelon today. I did not warm up. I have not been practicing this regularly. It's been about a month since TACCON. Yet, I was able to draw upon what I learned in that class and do performance on demand demos for you guys today. Am I rip-roaring fast on the timer? No. Am I acceptable with these shots? Yeah. Am I legally okay? I'm not skying rounds over the berm. I'm not missing these guys entirely and hitting whatever's behind them, some kid in a stroller or something, right? I can still get accountable hits with various techniques without using my dot. So, think about it. You definitely don't want to be trying to figure this out in the parking lot of the Taco Bell at 11:30 p.m. Expose yourself to these techniques, practice them ahead of time, get used to them, choose which one you like best, and work it into your training regimen once in a while. That's what I'm going to do. For me, it's going to be the Guillotine Technique. I'm going to start working on the Guillotine Technique every once in a while. I'm just going to turn my dot off on purpose and work with it a little bit, just in case. All right, happy shooting. Be safe out there. Change your batteries about once a year and buy yourself a quality pistol dot from Guillotine Optics, backed by a lifetime warranty.